everyone, today I'm here to talk about my favorite book, friendship. So now of course I love a good book, but when a book has amazing friendships in it, it just makes it the icing on the cake, the actual something that makes it even more amazing. And I just love a book with some great friendships in it. And I thought I'd show you my favorite book friendships. I have about 7 books, so let's just get right on in. The first series I want to talk about is the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashard. This comprises of 4 books, and it does have like a sequel when they're older, so technically 5 books. About 4 girls named Carmen, Bridget, Lena, and Tibby. And basically they are inseparable. They've been best friends ever since they were born, and the very first book is their first summer that they're all going to be apart. They're all different sizes, and then somehow they find these pants that magically fit them all perfectly. So they decide they're going to mail these pants, to one another throughout the summer. They're apart with letters, so just keep really close. So every single book in this series comprises of a different summer while they're apart, and they have such an amazing friendship. They're like sisters. They have their ups and downs with any friendship, and I really love that the series highlights that, just because you're best friends doesn't mean it's going to be peachy all the time. You're going to have fights. You're going to have fallouts. That's just normal with life. So I love the bond that they have, and no matter what, that they're always there for one another, no matter what the circumstance may be. And it's just a really great book about friendship, and I would say the primary plot of this whole series is friendship, so that is awesome. So definitely check this one out if you want a great summer friendship. Overall, this is an amazing series for it. The next series I want to talk about is the Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This follows 4 best friends by the name of Gansey, Noah, Ronan, and Adam, and then we throw Blue into the mix. So this friendship is very unique, how they have a lot going on because this is a very paranormal fantasy kind of book that this group has. Is just so unique how they're always there for one another, because there are a lot of circumstances in the series where bad things are happening and you can always rely on them to have their back, and the dynamic with each of the characters and each of their friendships, with one or the other. And I just think this is such a great series for friendship. The Abalone Boys, I hope I pronounced that right, that's the school they go to. But if you want a very amazing, paranormal, different type of book, pick this one up with a great friendship in it. It will not disappoint at all, trust me. Next up, I want to talk about my favorite friendship. This should come as no surprise. I don't want to put it first because everyone's going to expect it, and I just have to talk about it because I just have to. And of course, that is Harry Potter. Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger are the best of friends. They are just always bonded together. They're always there for one another. They have their trifes. They definitely have their fights, no doubt about it, as many friendships go. But at the end of the day, they will always have each other's back. And I love the dynamic with friendships. It taught me so much about friendship, and friendship goals are this series. Friendship goals. If I could have amazing friends like Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, I will be set for life. It's just the quintessential of amazing friendship. Moving on to contemporary, I have Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This is a standalone book. This is all about 2 best friends named Emily and Sloane. Emily has always been kind of, put in the back and stuff like that, and Sloane really yanked Emily out of her shell, and they've always been best friends ever since that happened. Summer, Sloane moves away without telling Emily, and Emily's left in a lurch without her best friend. She doesn't know who she is, what to do, how is she going to react. Her friend leaves her a list to do of stuff that she's not going to be there for, and it's just a really cute, amazing friendship book. Now, like I said, the friend pretty much leaves the beginning of the book, so you're like, how's this a book about friendship? But it really touches heavily on their amazing friendship, and you also learn about yourself, how to deal with your friend not there, because, just because you have a best friend that is your best friend, they don't define you. You are your own person, so I think that's a really good point. For friendship, yes, you can have a best friend that can be like your sister or your brother, but at the end of the day, you're still you. It's still such an amazing book that really teaches you about friendship and the lengths it will go, and how to really be yourself when your friend's not there. The next series I want to talk about is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Myers. It's a fantasy, fairy tale retelling. So each book we get a different fairy tale character and a different spin on their story, but as the story progresses on, you see all these people band together and you meet new people. Cinder, then Scarlet, then Crest, then Winter, throw in Thorn, throw in Wolf, throw in Jason, pronounce all those guys, and they just become the best of friends. They're on this huge journey together to beat the queen, to beat the evil queen, and it's just an amazing band of friendship, fighting for the greater good, fighting for the right thing. I really loved reading all the romance in it and all the friendships in it. It was just a really awesome book of fantasy retellings and amazing friendships. The next book is a new series that just started, but the friendship is already just amazing, A++, and that is Truth Wish by Susan Dennard. This book has one of the best, female friendships I've ever read. These girls are like sisters. This follows Safi and Isolde, I probably pronounced that wrong, and they're both different witches in this realm of all these type of different witches, but they both have very different powers, but they both are there for each other through thick and thin. They are just amazing sisterhood. It's like amazing friendship, but it's like a sisterhood because they are just always going to be there for one another. It has such a very strong female friendship, and I just love it so much, even though this is the first book. It's a great fantasy book with an amazing female friendship that really is the plot of this. You know, a lot of fantasy, we get our secondary plot of romance and stuff. This has a little bit of romance, but it's mostly about their friendship and how they're sisters and how they're bonded for life. It just could not recommend it more for friendship. And the last book I want to talk about is Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. You know, any book by Sarah Dessen has really great friendships in it. The secondary characters are amazing. This one in particular is her newest one that came out a couple years ago. I just really love the friendships in it. It's all about a girl named Sydney whose family is going through a big crisis, and so she moves schools and then she meets these new friends, and this new cast of friends are just amazing. They really bring out who she is, and it makes you happy, and it's just, they're very odd and eccentric, and they're just awesome. So any Sarah Dessen book really has great friendships in it. I recommend all of them to you because number one, I love Sarah Dessen. Number two, I think she really writes great friendships, especially new friendships. She deals with, you know, her old friends, how she's kind of growing away from them, and she's having this new batch of friends. So how do you deal with that? How do you, you know, in life we grow, and as in life we may sometimes fall out of friendships that we thought were going to be with us forever, and we just realize we're going our separate ways, which is totally normal. This book really talks about that. I think handles it really nicely. So those are my favorite book friendships. I know there's a ton. I know you're probably like, Sam and Frodo. I haven't read Lord of the Rings, so I couldn't put on this list, but if we're talking about great friends, I mean Sam and Frodo. Hello. If you have any favorite book friendships, please leave them down below. I know there's a ton. Those are just some of my favorites, and I just love book friendships. They just make my heart super happy. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.